For a low fee of $15, a thorough and educational full mouth cleaning along with dental care instruction, any needed x-rays, and a fluoride treatment can be completed for you at the LCC Dental Hygiene Clinic. The clinic is located on the ground floor of the H building and is open to all interested adults and children in the community. Call 440-525-7220 or stop in to make an appointment today.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/LakeEffect.
Come watch the Lady Lakers volleyball team as they play Cincinnati State at Lakeland Community College on October 17th. Game starts at 11 a.m. If you would like to listen, you can go to www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
Textbooks on reserve at Lakeland Library. Select textbooks are now available for students to check out and use in the library. Donations of current textbooks to the Textbook on Reserve. Programs are encouraged from instructors and students. If your textbook is not currently available in the library, please contact your instructor to provide a copy of their textbook for the Textbook on Reserve program. For more information on the library-initiated Textbook on Reserve program, please call 440-525-7424.
Have you ever been to the park, been to the store, been to the pool, and I wonder what the Lake Effect radio station has coming up next? Well, just check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Lake Effect radio station, and you'll get updates on events, interviews, and so much more about our local DJs. Just sign up now, or else you'll miss out.
Library Hours for fall semester, starting August 22nd and ends December 11th. We are open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are closed Sundays, and also we are closed on September 7th and November 26th through the 29th. Changes to hours will be posted. Call 440-525-7424 for more information.
Come watch the Lady Lakers volleyball team play Mercyhurst Northeast for the McBride Memorial Tournament at Lakeland Community College on September 11th. The game starts at 4 p.m. If you would like to just listen, you can go to www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
We're Aeronauts. You're listening to Lake Effect Radio. You can hear us at bandcamp.com/Aeronauts.
This is Lake Effect Radio. Good morning. This is News at 10 on Lake Effect Radio. Police in Thailand have issued arrest warrants for 2 new suspects in a bomb attack 2 weeks ago that killed 17 people. The move follows a raid on a suburban apartment block in Bangkok, during which possible bomb-making materials were found. Police are searching for a 26-year-old Thai woman and a foreign man after a weekend search on a property in the Minburi district uncovered fertilizer, digital watches, an explosive detonator, and an explosive detonator, a policewoman said. Police arrested an unidentified foreign man in a raid on Saturday at a building in nearby Nongchuk, where they discovered explosives and a number of fake passports. Police believe the 28-year-old was also involved in a second, smaller bombing in the Thai capital day after the attack at the crowded Erewhon Shrine on August 17th. They are checking DNA samples and calls made from his phone, but have not indicated the man has said anything since his arrest. Among passports seized, some had images of a man bearing the name Adam Kardag, purportedly Turkish, with birth dates of 1987 and 1985. Authorities said police were monitoring about 1,000 mobile phone numbers and checking photographs using about 200 seized passports to track down members of an unspecified group they believe orchestrated the Erewhon Shrine attack. This comes from Radio Telefis Ireland, RTE. The self-styled Islamic State has blown up parts of the Temple of Bel in Syria's ancient city of Palmyra, a monitor and activist said. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said late yesterday that the jihadist group had placed explosives inside the famed temple, at least partially destroying the building considered Palmyra's most significant. Mohammed Hassan al-Hamsi, an activist from Palmyra, also reported partial destruction last night, a week after the Islamic State destroyed the Baal Shamin temple at the historic Greco-Roman site. Quote, "They laid the explosives today using booby-trap boxes and barrels that were already prepared by IS," he said. Quote, "This was the most important temple for tourists and for the people of Palmyra. They used to hold festivals there." Hamsi, who goes by his pseudonym, says the inner part of the temple was destroyed in the blast. Syria's antiquities chief, Mamoun Abdeldakaram, reached by phone in Damascus, said he could not confirm the destruction. Quote, "Rumors about these ruins are always coming out, so we have to be careful about news like this," he said. There were no immediate images released by Islamic State of the reported destruction. The reports come about a week after so-called IS blew up the smaller Baal Shamin temple in the UNESCO-listed Palmyra ruins. The destruction was first reported by activists and Mr. Abdelkarim, and later confirmed by images released by the so-called Islamic State online. Islamic State, which controls swaths of Syria and neighboring Iraq, captured Palmyra on May 21st, sparking international concern about the fate of the heritage sites described by UNESCO as of, quote, "outstanding universal value." Known as the Pearl of the Desert, Palmyra, which means City of Palms, is a well-preserved oasis 210 kilometers northeast of Damascus. Before the arrival of Christianity in the 2nd century, Palmyra worshipped the Semitic god Bel, whose temple is considered the city's most significant, along with the sun god Yarhibul and lunar god Aglibol. Before the Syrian conflict erupted in March 2011, more than 150,000 tourists visit Palmyra each year. Islamic State mined the ancient site in June before destroying the lion statue of Athena outside the Palmyra Museum. Most of the pieces in the museum were evacuated by antiquities shaped before Islamic State arrived, though the jihadists had blown up several historic Muslim graves. What? Earlier this month, Islamic State beheaded the retired longtime chief of antiquities in Palmyra, Khaled al-Assad. More than 240,000 people have unfortunately died in serious conflict since March 2011. That was from RTE, and I do apologize. That was not just published today, this was published a couple of days ago, so timing, my apologies. Austria is toughening controls at its eastern borders, the Interior Ministry has said, after 71 refugees were found dead in an abandoned truck on an Austrian highway last week after traveling through Hungary. Austrian authorities have uncovered about 200 asylum seekers and arrested 5 people traffickers as part of the new operation. The Interior Minister, Johanna Mikl-Leitner, said the checks were not classic border controls. Quote, "We are not in violation of Schengen," he said. Quote, "We will do controls for an undetermined length of time at all important border crossings in the eastern region, looking at all vehicles that have possible hiding places for trafficked people," she added. As a result, a Hungarian motorway leading to Austria was jammed for 30 kilometers this morning as authorities tightened controls on vehicles that could be used for human trafficking. Besides the M1 motorway, a secondary main road was also gridlocked, say road operator Magyar Közút told the Hungarian news agency MTI. Over the past 3 days, police have caught 8,792 migrants crossing into Hungary, most of them from Serbia. Hungarian police said yesterday that they had arrested a 5th suspect in connection with the deaths of the 71 people whose bodies were found in an abandoned refrigerated truck on a highway in Austria. Meanwhile, the European Union has called an emergency meeting of leaders to address the growing migration crisis. EU Home Affairs ministers will hold emergency talks on September 14th in Brussels. Situation and migration phenomena outside and inside the European Union has taken unprecedented proportions, said the statement from Luxembourg, which holds the EU's 6-month rotating presidency. Quote, "In order to assess the situation on the ground, the political actions underway, and to discuss next steps in order to strengthen the European response, Luxembourg Minister for Immigration and Asylum, Jean Asselborn, decided to convene an extraordinary JHA, Justice and Home Affairs Council," the statement said. The call for a meeting of EU's 28 member states follows a joint call for the talks by Germany, France, and Britain. Germany denies, quote, "special trains are carrying migrants from Hungary." Meanwhile, the German government has denied that there are, quote, "special trains carrying migrants from Hungary," and said that under European law, asylum seekers arriving in Hungary must be registered there first. Quote, "No, there are no special trains," Chancellor Angela Merkel's spokesman Stefan Stiebert said in a post on Twitter. Quote, People who come to Hungary must register and seek asylum there. Special trains, as you may remember from a very dark period in German history, was used to carry victims to the extermination camps. So presumably some people were thinking that something like that was going on, or at least something alluding to such a thing. Presumably. That's just conjecture on my part. Earlier, Reuters reported in Budapest witnessed migrants who gathered by thousands in railway stations being allowed onto trains bound for Austria and Germany. Hungary has asked Germany to clarify the legal situation for restricted travel by migrants within the European Union, a Hungarian government spokesman said. Andras Gyros Szazaz says under EU Schengen rules, migrants can only leave Hungary without travel documents and a visa from their destination country. Mr. Gyros Szazan says Germany has shown a more permissive stance toward migrants and refugees leaving from Syria, and news of this, quote, has, quote, boosted hopes among migrants. Quote, in order to end the untransparent and adverse conditions, we asked Germany to clarify the legal situation, he told MTI. Some 10,000 people are estimated to have crossed over the Serbian border into Hungary in the last week alone, as growing numbers of migrants continue their journey across Europe. Hungary has completed a 4-meter-high fence along its border of Serbia and is working to build another one. The EU is discussing ways to streamline the process for migrants and come up with a more unified approach to this influx of people. The UK, France, and Germany have called for reception centers to register and fingerprint new arrivals at common travel points in Italy and Greece, and for agreed list of, quote, safe countries in a bid to speed up asylum decisions. Greece, Italy, and other border countries are struggling to cope with record numbers of new arrivals, with a surge over the summer taking the year's total to beyond 340,000. Thousands of people from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and other nations escaping poverty and war continue to flood into Europe in what officials call the worst migrant crisis since World War II. That being from RTE. Clashes have erupted between protesters and police in the Ukrainian capital Kiev as MPs gave their initial backing to reforms for greater autonomy in the disputed east of the country. About 20 people were hurt in an explosion after demonstrators tried to break down the fence around Parliament. During a noisy session of the Ukraine's parliament, MPs voted to approve more powers in areas of Donetsk and Luhansk under control of pro-Russian rebels. A fragile ceasefire is in place, pushing through greater autonomy for the rebel-held areas is key part of the Minsk deal originally signed in February. During the summer, fighting between Ukrainian army forces and rebels had escalated, but the two sides agreed last week to halt the violence on the 1st of September that 8 children in the region returned to school. Although the number of ceasefire violations appear to have fallen in recent days, a senior official in OSCE, International Monitoring Mission in Ukraine, Alexander Hug, warned that neither side was respecting the truce. Quote, violations have become the norm, he told the Swiss media. Shortly after 265 MPs backed first reading of a decentralization bill in the Ukrainian parliament called the Rada, the protests outside of parliament became more intense. A missile was hurled from the crowd demonstrators, missile in this case being a thing being thrown by a person, not necessarily a rocket-based thing being thrown by someone, many of whom were carrying banners supporting the ultranationalist Svoboda, or Freedom Party. A loud explosion rang out, and an AFP reporter described seeing several people covered in blood. One policeman's leg was torn off below the knee, Interfax Ukraine reported. Journalists who had been covering developments were also among the wounded. Almost 7,000 people have died since conflict in eastern Ukraine broke out in March 2014, after Russia's annexation of the Ukraine peninsula of Crimea. Under draft constitutional changes going through the parliament, there will be a special law covering local government in rebel-held areas. However, Parliament Speaker Vladimir Horisman was adamant that does not mean special status for Donetsk and Luhansk, which liberal leaders have declared republics. If President Petro Poroshenko is to succeed in pushing through the reforms, he will need support of 300 of the Rada's 450 MPs, seen as a tall order for the Ukrainian leader. That report was from the BBC. After decades of controversy, the name of Mount McKinley, the tallest mountain in North America, has been changed back to its original native Alaskan name, Denali, which was already named for several years of the national parks surrounding it. Denali translates as High One or Great One and is used widely by locals, again, including the National Park Service. The over 20,000 foot mountain, or over 6,000 meters if you prefer metric, was named by a gold prospector in 1896 after he heard William McKinley had been nominated to become the U.S. president. U.S. President Barack Obama announced change ahead of a 3-day visit to Alaska to highlight climate change. Quote, with our own sense of reverence for this place, we are officially renaming the mountain to Denali in recognition of the traditions of Alaska natives and the strong support of the people of Alaska, U.S. Interior Secretary Sally Jewell said in a statement announcing the change. Alaska has been attempting to change the name to Denali for decades. However, its attempts to change it at a federal level have been blocked by Ohio, William McKinley's home state. It is unclear if Ohio lawmakers will attempt to stop this name change. Might as well contact your senators about this, because, I don't know. McKinley was the 25th president of the United States, and he was assassinated in New York early into his second term in 1901. That's how Teddy Roosevelt became president. The statement went on to note that McKinley has never set foot in Alaska. There's a lot of other places named after people that they never set foot in. One of them that I'm currently wondering about right now, as I'm sitting here, is Queen Elizabeth Islands, which is the most northernmost archipelago in North America and possibly even the world. Effectively uninhabited islands in the Arctic Canada. I'm trying to remember when they were named, because obviously if it was named before the ascension of Queen Elizabeth II, obviously it probably would have been a reference to the original one who had died back in the 1500s. But if it was a reference to the current one, I wonder if she set foot there. Well, she can at least correct it well she can if that has been the case. Speaking of Ohio, closer to home, a Kent man self-reported sexually abusing a 4-year-old girl in 2010 and told police he felt he may reoffend. Jordan Taylor, 44, reported he abused to his therapist, a Summit County Children's Services caseworker, and eventually Cuyahoga Falls police. He made all the statements voluntarily, according to court records. Taylor is charged with one third-degree felony count of gross sexual imposition. He was released from the Summit County Jail on a $100,000 personal bond. He is on electronically monitored house arrest at his father's home in Kent. He is also prohibited by court order from accessing internet and being around children. A Summit County grand jury will decide how the case proceeds. Taylor told detectives that during an August 12th interview that he sexually abused a girl at his home on Grand Street in 2010. He also told detectives that he had an addiction to watching and downloading child pornography. He told police during the same interview that he was getting therapy, but it wasn't working. Quote, I know at this point I don't have any strength to fight, he told police, according to court records. Quote, I just want this to be done. Taylor told police that he was addicted to watching child pornography, especially of adult men with girls between the ages of 8 and 13 years old. He told police he viewed child pornography since 2002 when he first got access to the internet. He told police that his viewing habits had worsened in 2011 when he bought his first smartphone and had unlimited internet access. Taylor also told police about incidents where he sexually abused young girls as a 12-year-old boy. He told police he sought therapy in 2005 and again recently. Quote, I knew from the beginning that it was dangerous, Taylor said during his interview with police, according to court records. Quote, I don't have the strength to keep up the charade anymore. All I can personally say is I'm thankful that he at least had the lucidity to recognize he needed help. I'm thankful for that. Another sort of good news, maybe. India's Supreme Court has suspended an order from the Rajasthan High Court banning Santhara, the controversial Jain ritual of fasting unto death. Earlier this month, the Rajasthan High Court had ruled that the voluntary religious practice of Santhara was a form of suicide and therefore illegal. Do you remember that in most places, committing suicide is a criminal offense? That includes here in the United States until recently. Jains have protested against the order, saying that suicide was sin, whereas Santhara was religion. On Monday, the top court said it would take up the issue for consideration. The Supreme Court of India, not the High Court. Legal experts said they expect the case to take several years to come to a conclusion. Jainism is one of the world's most ancient religions, and Jain monks lead a life of extreme austerity and renunciation. Santhara, also known as silicana, is a controversial practice where Jane gives up food and water with the intention of preparing for death. Some human rights activists say the ritual is, quote, a social evil and should be considered as suicide. In its order, the Rajasthan High Court agreed that it amounted to suicide and made it a criminal offense. That was from the BBC. And something a bit stranger right before the break. An Egyptian muezzin is facing disciplinary action for altering the words to the call for Dawn prayer. The country's Minister for Religious Affairs is taking legal action against Mahmoud al-Mughazi, the cleric of the Nile Delta town of Kafir al-Dawar. Instead of chanting, quote, prayer is better than sleeping, the traditional call, he had been saying praying is better than spending time on Facebook. Anything is better than spending time on Facebook, but let's not get to that. Personally, worshippers at the Saeed Ghazi Mosque have lodged complaints against him. He's been suspended pending an investigation. On a TV chat show last night, one of the worshippers came on air and accused Muezzin of being a heretic. Quote, because of his inventiveness, we have stopped praying at his mosque, the caller said. But in response, the cleric accused the caller of not frequenting the Saeed Ghazi Mosque and not of being a sympathizer of the banned Muslim Brotherhood. Ooh, politics. On the program, Mr. Mughazi also threatened to go on hunger strike in protest of the suspension and appealed for President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi to exonerate him. The clerk has said he never used Facebook. Good for him. Good for him. And with that, we will go to a commercial break. This is Lake Effect Radio.
Library Hours, Labor Day Weekend 2015. Open Saturday, September 5th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Closed Sunday, September 6th. Closed Labor Day, Monday, September 7th. Call 440-525-7424 for more information.
Rainsetter Watkins, in the library, C351. Free and no appointment needed. Need assistance in guiding and enhancing your writing skills? A Rainsetter tutor is available to students working on assignments, papers, and projects. They're available Monday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 440-525-7425 for more information.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/LakeEffect.
Are you a single mom? If you are, there's a program called SMART, or Single Mothers Achieving Real Triumph. SMART is a support, networking, and scholarship program which helps single mothers achieve academic success. The requirements: you must participate and be a new student either in your first or second semester in college, have demonstrated financial need, or attend colleges on Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least 6 credits, and you must be available to attend workshops. Students must be enrolled in English 0111 or English 1111 to participate. This is an on-campus daytime program, and some of the program benefits are: you can gain access to resources which are available to students that you might not otherwise know about, acquire skills to help you interact effectively with instructors and college personnel, and meet weekly for support and networking. If you're interested in this program, give a call to the Women's Center at Lakeland Community College at 440-525-7322 or email vwilliams@lakelandcc.edu.
Textbooks on reserve at Lakeland Library. Select textbooks are now available for students to check out and use in the library. Donations of current textbooks to the textbook on reserve. Programs are encouraged from instructors and students. If your textbook is not currently available in the library, please contact your instructor to provide a copy of their textbook for the Textbook on Reserve program. For more information on the library-initiated Textbook on Reserve program, please call 440-525-7424.
You're listening to the magnificent, fantastic Lake Effect Radio Live.
Want to know the ins and outs of the business world from the area's most successful leaders? Lakeland's Business Management Lecture Series brings top professionals in from all areas of business and industry just for you. This is your opportunity to learn from the experts and ask questions. Admission is free, but the information is priceless. Join the conversation on October 19th as Christine Blake, President and CEO of Cardinal Community Credit Union, speaks about the highly successful business of banking services in this this region. Lectures start at 7:15 p.m. and are held in the Dr. Wayne L. Roadhorse Performing Arts Center in Building D on the campus.
Attention Lake Tran riders! Starting on May 2nd for at least the next 2 years, Lake Tran will be going back to Saturday fixed routes. This means on Saturdays, routes 1 through 6 are slated to run from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. For more information on these changes, please contact Lake Tran at 440-350-1012. That is 440-350-1012.
Call or text into 440-940-6615 to request songs.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
This is Lake Effect Radio. Commemorations have taken place in the United States city of New Orleans to mark the 10th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. At a memorial service, Mayor Mitch Landrieu recalled how residents had turned to each other for support. Former President Bill Clinton later spoke at a concert in the city. Hurricane Katrina killed nearly 2,000 people and displaced 1 million. It was the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history and caused massive destruction along the Gulf Coast. In New Orleans, the failure of the levee system left about 80% of the city underwater. The mayor led a somber tribute to the 83 unidentified victims whose bodies lay in mausoleums at the city's Hurricane Katrina Memorial. Quote, "Though they are unnamed, they are not unclaimed, because we claim them," he said. Quote, "We saved each other," the mayor added. New Orleans will be unbowed, unbowed, and unbroken. Residents and community activists will also gather at the levee in the lower 9th Ward, where the storm waters broke through and flooded the district. After speeches, a parade took place through the neighborhood, with some participating in colorful Mardi Gras dress. Quote, "It's kind of bittersweet. We want to celebrate because we are still here, but a lot of people are not," said lower 9th Ward resident Natasha Green, 36 years old. Quote, "It is important to remember that what we went through here." Throughout the day, thousands took part in traditional musical parades through the city's streets. Former President Clinton later spoke at a free concert at the city's Smoothie King Center. He said the sheer magnitude of what had been accomplished in rebuilding the city should not be underestimated, but that more work needed to be done so that the lines that divide the communities, such as race and wealth, could be erased. A ceremony was also held at the Superdome Arena that housed thousands of displaced residents people after the storm. President Barack Obama visited the lower 9th Ward on Thursday, praising, quote, "the extraordinary resilience of the city and its people." But although the city has largely recovered from the disaster, some, particularly from the African-American community, feel left behind. Dwight McKenna, publisher of an African-American newspaper, the New Orleans Tribune, told the British Broadcasting Corporation that the rebuilt public housing projects were now too expensive for many poor black people to move back to. Quote, "The population of New Orleans is 100,000 less black people than prior to Katrina. Black people have left out with recovery altogether," he said. On Friday, former President George W. Bush visited New Orleans. His administration was criticized at the time over its slow response, and the issue remained a source of deep resentment in the city. In his speech, he said he would never forget the images of misery and ruin. We'll have your weather in just a bit. National Weather forecast for Kirtland, Ohio, the United States of America. Today, sunny with a high near 83. West wind 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, with a low around 72. Calm wind becoming south around 5 miles per hour after midnight. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 84. West wind around 7 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, with a low around 73. Southwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Wednesday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny, high near 86. West wind around 7 miles per hour. Precipitation chance 20%. And Wednesday night, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 11. Partly cloudy, low 69. Precipitation chance is 20%. And that will do it for me. That will do it here for News at 10. Here, first time this semester here on Lake Effect Radio. This show will be Mondays through Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, as was usual, except for the fact it's on a different day of the week now. So, if you want to know what's going on in the world today, and you don't want to listen from some partisan cable channel that you may not get because, well, frankly, you hate the cable company or your satellite company, and you don't get that good reception at house, even with the big antenna on top of your house, just come here for News at 10. I don't know who's coming on at 11, to be brutally honest right now. I do apologize for that. But even if no one is on here at 11, you'll still be listening to great music here on Lake Effect Radio. So for now, I say goodbye, but I hope you stay tuned.
You can earn bachelor's and graduate degrees close to home through Lakeland Community College's Holden University Center. Choose from a variety of degree programs at 7 Ohio colleges and universities. Taking classes your first couple of years at Lakeland will save you thousands. Register online for a Holden University Center general information session held the last Wednesday of each month. Learn more at lakelandcc.edu/UC. Lakeland's Holden University Center. Stay here, go far.
Library Hours for fall semester, starting August 22nd and ends December 11th. We are open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are closed Sundays, and also we are closed on September 7th and November 26th through the 29th. Changes to hours will be posted. Call 440-525-7424 for more information.
Come watch the Lady Lakers volleyball team as they play Edison at Lakeland Community College on September 19th. Game starts at 11 a.m. If you would like to listen, you can go to www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/Lake Effect.
Rainsider Watkins in the library, C351. Free and no appointment needed. Need assistance in guiding and enhancing your writing skills? A Writing Center tutor is available to students working on assignments, papers, and projects. They are available Monday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 440-525-7425 for more information. Library Workshop, free resources for finding scholarships. Wednesday, September 9th, 12:30 p.m. in the Library Instruction Room, C3051H. Come explore free resources for finding all kinds of college scholarships. Spaces limited, registration recommended. Go to My Lakeland, Student tab, schedule it, College Success Workshops. For more information, please call 440-525-7424.
Welcome to another day at Lake Effect Radio. Check us out at www.livestream.com/Lake Effect.
Come watch the Lady Lakers volleyball team as they play Sinclair at Lakeland Community College on September 18th. Game starts at 6 p.m. If you would like to listen, you can go to www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Come watch the Lady Lakers volleyball team play Notre Dame College JV for the McBride Memorial Tournament at Lakeland Community College. Game starts at 9:30 on September 11th. You can listen on www.livestream.com/Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio.
Hey, what's going on? This is Danny Shipley. You're listening to Lakeland Community College Radio. Keep rocking, guys. You can check me out on iTunes. You can check me out on Facebook and YouTube. Check out Call to the Waves. Peace.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
You said I was in my early 40s with a lot of life before me, when a moment came that stopped me on a dime. I spent most of the next days looking at the x-rays, talking about the options and talking about sweet time. I I asked him when it sank in that this might really be the real end. How's it hit you when you get that kind of news? Man, what'd you do? And he said, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. He said I was finally the husband, and most of the time I wasn't, and I became a friend would like to have. And all of a sudden going fishing wasn't such an imposition, and I went 3 times that year. I lost my dad. Well, I finally read the good book, and I took a good long hard look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. And then I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. Like tomorrow was a gift, and you got eternity to think about what you do with it. What did you do with it? What did I do with it? What would I do with it? Skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I watched an eagle as it was flying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. 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 To live like you were
It's a local music spotlight on Lake Effect Radio. Before the streetlights, More Than a Miracle.
I think we need more than a miracle this time. 'Cause keeping this from you know who just seems way too hard to do. I think we need more than a bottle of cheap wine. Fog up the window, turn off your cell phone, don't let the rumors get outside. And I said, just forget him. Then we stayed in a secret hiding place. The parking lot will keep our secrets safe. And she said she is lonely, she is hurt, sick of crying all the time. Calls me, begs for me to stay. when you weigh the good and bad, all your wrongs become your rights. I think you need more than a pretty face tonight. Take off your makeup, let your hair down, leave your other life behind. So tonight, just forget him, and we'll stay in a secret hiding place. A parking lot will keep our secrets safe. And she said, I can't take this anymore. Sick of sleeping on the floor, calls me and begs for me to stay. So if you need me, I'm there for you. And if you want me, we'll see this through. And if you're lonely and need someone to follow, if today's become your long lost shadow, I'll be your tomorrow. I'll be your tomorrow. So if you need me, I'm here for you. And if you want me, we'll see this through. And if you're lonely and need someone to follow, if today's become your long lost shadow, I'll be your tomorrow. I'm there for you. And if you want me, we'll see this through. And if you're lonely and need someone to follow, if today's become your long lost shadow, I'll be your.
It's easier not to be wise and measure these things by your brains. I sank into